Considering that Super Saiyan is a form that has been ascended beyond in a multitude of ways, could we one day see Goku incorporate Ultra Instinct with his full power Super Saiyan transformation? Serving as the follow-up to my Ultra Instinct Kaio-Ken video, I wanted to take this idea further and discuss the possibility of whether or not Goku could utilize the Ultra Instinct state while in his full power Super Saiyan form. However, before I do so, the people in the comments of that video, alongside the people of Reddit and Amino, have been split on whether or not Ultra Instinct could properly mix with the Kaio-Ken, so I want to give a quick update on what I got wrong and possibly didn't express in great enough detail. The major complaint most people had with Ultra Instinct Kaio-Ken is the idea that the two aren't cohesive. Looking over everyone's thoughts, I can see why the two wouldn't work, as the Kaio-Ken takes a great amount of concentration, whereas Ultra Instinct requires a clear mind to operate. Ideally, these two should never mix, and I was wrong on that part. However, when I made that video, I was more so thinking about the idea that if Goku was able to one day master the Ultra Instinct ability, and still think on top of it without losing control of UI, similar to how he can still perform other techniques without losing the state, he could stack Kaio-Ken onto it, as the Kaio-Ken is a technique. That was my thought process when making the video, but of course the brain has to either think or it has to be completely clear. It can't do both, so ideally, the Kaio-Ken and Ultra Instinct abilities should never mix. Thankfully, I said it wasn't possible at the moment, so I wasn't entirely wrong. A fellow YouTuber by the name of Super Saiyan Science helped point me in the right direction to right that wrong idea by giving me some further sources to study, and while I would still love to see Ultra Instinct Kaio-Ken, I do see the flaws of combining the two. The two shouldn't mix because the toll on the body would be too great, as I overlooked the heat that UIOmen placed on Goku's calm mind, and the concept of both don't naturally flow together like I initially thought. Anything can happen in the world of Dragon Ball though, so UI Kaio-Ken could still potentially happen, it just wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. With all that said, let's hop right into the main purpose of this video. The Super Saiyan transformation is no doubt one of, if not the most iconic aspect of Dragon Ball to both the casual and dedicated audience of the franchise. Over the years, many different variations of the Super Saiyan transformation have spawned as our favorite characters continue to find ways to ascend beyond their natural limits, combine each transformation with certain techniques, and even tap into levels of godly ki. However, despite each new iteration of Super Saiyan coming into the picture and most of the time surpassing the previous in terms of power, no transformation has ever had the same level of fame as the original Super Saiyan. There are so many Super Saiyan transformations with unique ways of acquisition nowadays that every fan has the opportunity to express which ones they like the most and why. However, at the end of the day, these Super Saiyan transformations all tie back into the standard Super Saiyan. First witnessed during the climax of the Frieza saga, the Super Saiyan transformation was initially thought to be just a legend amongst the Saiyan race, and was foreshadowed by Vegeta throughout the entirety of the Namek arc. Prior to the concept known as S-Cells, the Super Saiyan transformation was a form that came about through a need in combat as opposed to a desire, and it could only be achieved by Saiyans with a high battle power. Rage played a major factor in many of the first transformations of characters such as Goku, who first achieved the transformation after witnessing the second death of his best friend Krillin, Vegeta, who experienced the transformation after frustration of not achieving it before Goku, and future Trunks, who lost his best friend and mentor Gohan in a battle against the androids of his time, just to name a few. Aside from the user losing themselves in a fit of rage, some Saiyans have been shown to transform instinctively into a Super Saiyan despite having little training, such as the present-day version of Trunks and Goten. Both of which were mere children at the time when they first transformed, and it's safe to say that they didn't experience anything as rage-inducing like the other Saiyans. This ties back into the S-Cells concept that was revealed not too long ago in an interview with Akira Toriyama, where he states that these S-Cells are present in all living Saiyans. The S-Cells are essential in Saiyan biology, and a large amount are required in order to transform into a Super Saiyan. Larger amounts of S-Cells are present in gentler Saiyans, which explains why the two kids transformed so easily, and it also explains how the Universe 6 Saiyans were able to achieve the Super Saiyan transformation with relative ease. With the form itself though, the basic Super Saiyan transformation grants the user a massive increase in power and turns their hair into a golden blonde version of itself that is spiked towards the sky. The user's eyes become a greenish-bluish color, and the sheer power behind the form will make the user's muscles more defined. Initially, the transformation had a very noticeable side effect on the user's personality, making them far more aggressive and ruthless than usual. It's near impossible to reason with them in this state, and this is especially shown with Goku's sheer vengeance against Frieza alongside Vegeta's obsession to defeat the androids by himself. Of course, in today's era of Super Saiyan Gods and Super Saiyan Blues, it's no secret that new levels of the Super Saiyan transformation have been discovered as members of the Saiyan race push themselves to new lengths. Rather than talk about the stronger forms beyond Super Saiyan 2 or even the power-stressed forms such as Super Saiyan Grade 2, also known as Ascended Super Saiyan, and Super Saiyan Grade 3, more commonly referred to as Ultra Super Saiyan, the major focus of this video will be Super Saiyan Grade 4, the full power Super Saiyan. All of the previous information about obtaining the standard Super Saiyan form and the side effects it has on personality will be required to fully understand full power Super Saiyan. First introduced in the Cell Saga, Goku and Gohan are the first characters to utilize the full power Super Saiyan transformation after their training in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber prior to the Cell games. Considering this form is essentially the exact same as Super Saiyan, albeit with a few differences, the form was just referred to as Super Saiyan from this point on, as ultimately replaced the standard Super Saiyan transformation. As the full power portion of the name implies, the full power Super Saiyan form is just the Super Saiyan form with the user mastering everything that held the standard Super Saiyan back. The only visual appearance that separates FPSSJ from the standard SSJ form is the hair color, as the hair color for full power Super Saiyan is a yellowish white as opposed to the golden blonde, which is why some people may have confused the two as the show moved forward. Aside from the hair becoming a softer color, the user's personality drastically changes from the violent rage of the standard Super Saiyan form. With complete mastery over Super Saiyan through conditioning of the body to handle longer transformation times, the user can use full power Super Saiyan as a natural state, completely getting rid of the instability and the negative effects of its original counterpart. The ruthless emotions are kept in check as the user's regular emotions shine through while in this transformation, and ki consumption is far less of a worry. Speaking of ki consumption, considering it takes lesser amounts to transform and maintain the form, more energy can be placed into attacks and stamina conservation. The full power Super Saiyan may not be the strongest Saiyan transformation to exist, but it is perhaps one of the most useful, especially since its mastery opened up gateways for stronger transformations and the combination of techniques in both canon and non-canon sources. While that's mainly everything to discuss about the Super Saiyan transformation and its conception, it's time to dive into Ultra Instinct. If you're coming off of my Ultra Instinct Kaio-Ken video, you already know what it is and what it does. However, I have some further information that Super Saiyan Science helped me out with, so let me slightly go over Ultra Instinct again with some new insight. Based off of the real-life martial arts mental state Mushin no Shin, also known as the Mind of No Mind, Ultra Instinct is both an ability that can be mastered by the angels and the gods of destruction, but is also a transformation/power-up known as Ultra Instinct Omen used by Goku during the Tournament of Power. Of course, it's entirely up for debate on whether or not the Ultra Instinct used by Goku is a transformation or a power-up, but I personally think it's more of a state of mind, separating itself from being a transformation or a power-up that incorporates the Ultra Instinct ability. The Ultra Instinct ability is extremely tough for a God of Destruction to master, yet we aren't entirely sure if any of them have mastered or have even obtained it. Goku is the only known mortal thus far to tap into a state of mind known as Ultra Instinct Omen that utilizes the Ultra Instinct ability, and he was pushed into the UI state by breaking his self-limit, tapping into a potential within himself that far exceeds the powers of any God of Destruction. The Ultra Instinct ability grants Goku the use of his instincts without thinking, allowing him to automatically dodge attacks and instantaneously counterattack without letting his mind get in the way of his body's movements. Some people may think that I said Ultra Instinct makes the user quicker in my Kaio-Ken video, but I was simply meaning the user's body moves quicker naturally as opposed to actual speed, you know? In order to utilize Ultra Instinct, the user must have a clear mind and let go of any distraction that would get in the way of their body's movements. After several uses of Ultra Instinct Omen, Goku managed to tap into the mastered counterpart of Ultra Instinct. When transformed into the true version of Ultra Instinct, Goku is fully capable of tapping into his instincts without any part of his mind hindering his strength or movements, like what we saw with his different iterations of Ultra Instinct Omen. I prefer to call this transformation Mastered Ultra Instinct because it is Goku's mastery of the Ultra Instinct Omen state, but because he's just a simple mortal, it's hard for him to maintain it at his current power level due to the stress that it places on his body. Now that's a very brief summary of what Ultra Instinct is as an ability and what the Ultra Instinct Omen and Mastered Ultra Instinct states are, but if you want to know more about them, check out my Ultra Instinct Kaio-Ken video since I already expressed the major aspects of both those states in that video. And I mean, considering that this is a follow-up video to that one, you might as well go check that one out too, right? Anyways, now we're finally getting into the big question of this video. Is it possible for Goku to mix Super Saiyan with Ultra Instinct? As of right now, it's most likely not the smartest thing for him to do, as Goku hasn't had much exposure to Ultra Instinct outside of the Tournament of Power, and his mortal body could not handle the ramifications of maintaining both, just like Ultra Instinct Kaio-Ken. But I do think it's possible, and allow me to explain. From what we know about full power Super Saiyan, the transformation serves as what you could call a second natural state. If the user didn't have mastery over Super Saiyan, I doubt the mixture of Super Saiyan and Ultra Instinct could be possible, but due to the lesser ki consumption of full power Super Saiyan and the instabilities of the standard form being controlled, I think the mixture of these two are completely plausible. I know I might have been scientifically proven wrong with Ultra Instinct Kaio-Ken, but I'm fairly certain that the lack of stamina issues for full power Super Saiyan would allow Goku to tap into Ultra Instinct on top of this transformation at some point in the future. Unlike the Kaio-Ken that requires concentration in order to be maintained, full power Super Saiyan does not require that level of concentration. In the future of Dragon Ball Super, once Ultra Instinct becomes more familiar to Goku, I would love to see him tap into it while in the natural state of full power Super Saiyan. Even if it can only be maintained for a shorter amount of time as opposed to his base form utilizing Ultra Instinct, I think the calm nature of full power Super Saiyan and the fact that it's been mastered into a natural state allows the two to blend together much more cohesively than UI and Kaio-Ken ever would. Of course, I could be entirely wrong, and some of you guys may prove me wrong in the comments. Maybe Super Saiyan Ultra Instinct couldn't scientifically work just because of one flaw separating the two, but it's no doubt going to happen at one point if Ultra Instinct is the next stage of Dragon Ball's future. Super Saiyan Ultra Instinct, I feel like, is inevitable simply because the concept is too profitable to ignore, and the states of both Super Saiyan and Ultra Instinct allow the two to blend together if the user is capable of handling both. So there we have it, everyone. I personally believe that Super Saiyan Ultra Instinct is a possibility for Dragon Ball's future, and I feel like it's gonna happen even if it doesn't make sense. I would love to see it at one point in time. Heck, I'd want to see anything with Ultra Instinct. I just love that state of mind. What do you guys think? Do you feel like it's possible, and if so, would you like to see it or not? Let me know down in the comments below. If I left out any facts about full power Super Saiyan and how it could tie into Ultra Instinct, please leave a constructive comment down below. I'd love to discuss this further with you guys in the comments so I have more time to express your individual thoughts. I want to thank Super Saiyan Science for supplying me with some further knowledge about Ultra Instinct from my previous video, so make sure to head on over to his channel and subscribe. If you enjoy my Dragon Ball content, make sure to leave a like on this video as I would greatly appreciate the support. While you're at it, subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends. This channel will only run if you help me empower it, so let's try to get as many people liking this video as possible in honor of Dragon Ball Super's return in July. Thank you all so very much for watching, and if you want to see me cover another Dragon Ball subject, let me know down in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe once again. Make sure to stick around for my next video, but until then, I'll see each and every one of you guys later. Bye everyone.